Hi guys, so I'm all set up at home. I've got my kit, I'm kind of working out how to use it. I just wanted to quickly talk to you about kit, and I will put the links on a blog post as well for these things. So it's really just children's cooking here. If you wanted to invest in some children's knives, if you want to do a load of cooking, I find children's knives are really helpful because it stops me fussing around children, gives them a little bit more confidence because I'm not hovering right over them. What you're looking for in a children's knife compared to a grown-up's knife is generally a nice rounded end. Because it just means if a knife slips, they're not going to sort of stab it into their hands, which makes it so much safer. And a nice sturdy knife. We want them to be sharp because sharp knives are generally a lot safer than blunt ones, and it means that you can do proper cooking, so you can cut things like onions and carrots, rather than if you're just using a cutlery knife, you're going to be stuck with cutting things like mushrooms and strawberries, which is a bit more limiting. That said, you don't have to have a children's knife. You can use an adult knife. You just need to make sure you closely supervise them. So this one is one from True Chef, which is a brand which sometimes you can find on Amazon and eBay. They come in a knife kit with a couple of knives and a knife holder, a peeler and some scissors, I think. So we have this one at home, and then the knives that I have in the kitchen, which I really love, are these Opinel ones. So these ones you can buy on Amazon. They sell them in Lakeland as well, and they're really nice and sturdy. They've got a nice rounded end, they're nice and sharp, and the other thing I like is they've got this hole here, this finger hole. So when you hold a knife, you can put your finger through. It makes it really nice and sturdy. And I often find with children when they start cooking is they accidentally get concentrating on chopping, and you'll find their finger comes down underneath the blade, which isn't a good place for it to be. So you can make sure they've got their finger nicely tucked away. So these ones, they're fairly expensive, they're about £20, but they last really, really well, and they're really nice and well weighted and quite heavy. So there are knives. The other thing that I use with my boys are these cutting gloves, which again, you can get them on eBay, you can buy them on Amazon as well. And they're about £6 a pair, and one pair can do 2 children because they only need it on the hand that's holding the vegetable that you're cutting. They just give you an extra barrier, so a layer in case the knife slips. They're also really good for grating. I often find kids grate their fingers. To be honest, I still grate my fingers. And if you get them to put a glove on when they're grating, it just gives them that bit more freedom as well. So the less you can hover over a child, the more confidence it gives them, I think, and you can let them cook away. I'll put those links in a post and send it out so you can follow them as well. But as I said, no need to have them. You don't need any special kit to cook. And the idea of the course that I'm going to run is that it's all based on stuff you've got at home, stuff that you can easily get hold of. I know everyone's really struggling with ingredients at the moment, so the recipes are all aimed to be ones that you can adapt depending on what you've got, and that's a lot of the way that I teach at the cookery school anyway. We try and teach by steps so that you can gain confidence and understand why recipes are doing what they do. So hopefully you can start to open your cupboard or open the fridge and look in the ingredients you have and make something, rather than being really tied to a recipe, which I think lots of people struggle with nowadays. So watch this space, and we'll get cooking soon.